Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry. This is Monday Quilt Chat, where we just sit around and talk about what's going on in my brain, in my world, and maybe some of those things cross over into your worlds as well. So we'll just have a little chat talking about all the different quilty things that we love. So this past weekend, first of all, November 1st was Friday, and you saw me on Friday for Finish It Friday, and I showed you what I had done throughout the week. But that day also, I was planning on starting the first of the long arm projects that I have coming up for the next 2 months, which I gave it a little name on the title of the video. I think it was on Friday I talked about that. I'm not sure. But it was something like Quilt Fest 2024, Long Arm Fest 2024, end of year, I don't know, something like that. I took a little short video of the quilt that I quilted this weekend, and I'll show you that on Friday. I'm not going to show you that today. I'm just going to let you guess which one it is. But if you're on Facebook, or if you want to go on Facebook and find out, you can find out over there which one I started with. The reason I started with that one was because I already had a backing made and binding. So, you know, that was the easiest one to grab and know that I could get it completely finished. So I did completely finish that, binding and all. And I have another one on already that I'll probably get to either today or tomorrow. So hopefully every few days I can turn out at least one, depending, you know, on the complexity of the job, the troubles that I run into as I'm going along. Of course, those are getting less and not as many, you know, stops that cause me to have to just really do some research and watch videos and try to figure out my problem. You know, that at the beginning, that's a real thing. I mean, you really have to dig in to find out, you know, what did I do wrong and how do I fix this type thing. And fortunately, I haven't had too many things where I've had to just rip out all the stitches. I know one time I did stitch onto my leader of my long arm, the cloth that it's pinned to. I did stitch onto that a little bit, but I caught it in time and it was about this much and just a little bit on the edge. So, you know, things like that happen, and it'll set you back an hour, 2 hours. Yeah, so it's a little bit stressful sometimes too. So we'll see how good I do these next 2 months on getting things done. I hope it really helps me to get through some of those things and not repeat mistakes. I had one thing on this quilt that I'm talking about that I just did on Friday and Saturday that I had to take probably about 45 minutes of troubleshooting, and it was right on the last little bit of one corner. I looked up and the screen it had separated the design from the boundaries that I had put it in, and I just didn't know how to get that to go back. I don't know how I did that, or why it did that, or how to get it back. So I figured it out, and I went posting things on one of the Facebook groups to see if I could find a quick solution. Unfortunately, no one was available at that time, you know, to respond quickly, so I had already went ahead and did more of my own troubleshooting and got through it. But anyway, that's the kind of stuff that can happen, and it's a little tiring. Not only, you know, getting everything on the frame and, you know, rolling and all of that stuff, and carefully watching it as it's going through and doing its thing. It's a little bit tiring on you, but it's fun. It is fun. I enjoy it very much. I will be making some videos about long arming. I've been thinking about it and how to do it. I'm going to start out with some very simple ones, probably after our sew along. I may have mentioned this before, I don't know, but I have the Handy Quilter Moxie XL with the Pro Stitcher Lite software with it. So I would kind of like to appeal to those brand new people and show them the simplest way possible to do certain steps, so it can be a video that they can come back to over and over again as they run into that step or particular problem. Also help to avoid potential problems, things like that. So that's the kind of teaching that I love to do. I love to have other people learn from the lessons that I've learned. Hence the name of the channel. That's the whole premise of this channel, is to teach things to where, I learned the wrong way to do it. Let me show you the right way to do it so you don't do this. Or if you have, here's how you fix it. So that's what's going on with that. The only other thing I did this weekend was I was sitting here Saturday night just listening to a video, and I did some 16 patches. Some of the I'll call them coordinated 16 patches. I'm just using 2 fabrics on each one, and they're all different. So I have a pretty good stack going up there in my bin, and I did 7. This is a brown and tan. And then I had a bunch of this fabric left over from a recent project, and I did a blue and yellow, and then another blue and yellow but with a different blue, and then I did this is Tilda, and then I think this is some fabric from Joann's. It's got a little butterfly thing on it. I have 2 of those, and then here's a yellow one with the red check, the diagonal check, and I love this one. This is I think it's a Tula solid, and then this is that noir fabric from Riley Blake. So I did those. That's 7 I think that I did there. So that's about all the sewing that I did this weekend. I did get some more long arm projects out to load on, and try to find backings for, and what I'm going to do next and things like that. So you'll be seeing probably something else before the week is out. When we get to Friday, I should have, my hope is to have 3 at least. That's my goal for this week, Friday. Hopefully as time goes on, maybe I can fit more in, but I'm going to try to get 3 completely done this week. I have to do, unfortunately, I have waited, because of the long arming, I have waited to do the Wednesday video until today. So I have to do that first today, and then I can finish getting ready to do another quilt on the long arm. But speaking of that, if you're participating in the Sew Along on Wednesdays, out of the Jolly Bar books, we'll be having a row that has 3 large blocks on it. I think there's 16 and something. The other large blocks we had were 19, I think. So there's 16, but there's only 3. 16 and a half, I think. So we're going to do that this week. But don't put your rows together yet. We got sashing to go in between them. And who knows, you may want to change up the order of your rows. I may want to add a row to it. We'll see. Right now we have 2 more rows to do. I'm going to see how it looks once I get those 2 rows done. And if I still feel like it needs something, I'll add another row. Okay? And oh my goodness, your all's quilt tops are turning out so good. Your rows. The ones that I've seen. And there are others on Facebook. I know I've mentioned it before, but if you're not on Facebook and you want to go join the group over there, you will see even more than I showed you Wednesday at the end of the video. And I'll do that again this week too. Any new photos I get in on the email, the LessonsLearnt2021@gmail.com. You send your rows in, or if some of you guys that have already sent in want to go ahead and send to me again the rows that you've gotten done since yours was shown, feel free. I can do that. And I think it'll be neat to see everybody's progression as time goes on. If you don't want to do that, you certainly don't have to do that, but I will continue to put those at the end of the Wednesday videos instead of Finish It Friday. So I think that's it. I did decide on a pattern for a memory quilt that I'm doing, and I'm doing the one from OxygenFarm Quilts. If you want to go to it, if I think to put a link in the description, I will. But here's a kind of a simple but very cute and different memory quilt. The clothing that I received for this memory quilt was varied. It's a lot of different things, different fabrics, and they are feminine. So this is what I chose for it. It's the surprise flower. Let me see if I can. Well, I think what I'll do is I'll put a picture up here on one side or the other. You can see it, but it's called the surprise flower, OxygenFarm Quilts, and that's capital O, capital F, but it's one word, OxygenFarm Quilts. And this was made 2 months ago. Probably if you searched on memory clothing keepsake is what it's called. I'll try to put a link. It'll just be a lot easier. But that's what I'm going to use. So I need to get started on pressing some Pellon onto the back of some of those fabrics. Some of them are very delicate fabrics. I don't know that I'm going to be able to use all of what they sent me, but I'll make something pretty out of it. But I need to get started on that. I've had the clothes for a while, probably a month, and I haven't really done anything other than just go through them to see what I had to work with. So I thought this would be a very good pattern for what I have, and I need to get started on that. So that's going to comprise some of my sewing that I get done in the next couple of months. I'm hoping to have that done as well by the first of the years, have it quilted and bound and ready to go to its recipient. So that's that. So I will work on a few little things. I'm just not starting anything new for myself. And of course I have my Block Wednesday. There's one more of those. The Peaceful Baskets. I still need to do the one for October box that we just got. And that will continue through April, I believe. So, you know, those things don't count. It's going to be Longarming. Okay, recent acquisitions. I have two things. I have the Sew Sampler box to show you, and then I also purchased the new Sanctuary line from Tula. Not Tula, Tilda. I mix that up all the time. I think a lot of people do. They're nothing alike. But I had to have this Tilda. I might become a Tilda collector. I think I might use up all my Tula stuff and become a Tilda collector. How about that? Probably not. I think I have some Tula coming as well that I haven't received yet. Or do I? I don't know. New stuff coming out all the time. I can't even keep up. That is my recent acquisition. I can't think of anything else I've gotten recently. Like I said last week, again, there are things on the way. I just don't have them yet. The Sew Sampler box. You may have seen it by now, but we will talk about a few of the things in here. Here is the Peaceful Baskets for this month. That one right there. It's called Cups and Saucers. And then we have a line of fabric from Sherry and Chelsea that's called Laguna Sunrise. Cutesy. That's what kind of fabrics they typically have. It's very popular. And the pattern that comes with it. This is, I'm trying to think, are these fat quarters? I think they are. The quilt pattern that they sent with it was this. Splendid. Yes, this is a 6-piece fat quarter bundle, and you will also need 2 1/4 yards of background, 1 1/3 yards of the star points, cornerstones, and binding, and a 1/2 yard of sashing, so this doesn't go too far. You need some more stuff for it, and at 1 1/8 for an outer border. I can show you that. It's 59.5 by 59.5, so you're definitely going to have more. Now you can only get this pattern by getting this sampler box from Fat Quarter Shop. You can't get this. Now you can get these. I think they're $4.98 each. And then, yeah, that goes with that. And then we also got a little pop-up kit. And I've been anxious to make this. I might make this during the month. It's a little pop-up thing there. And I think is the fabric included? No, the fabric's not included. But it's a fat quarter. And then you have a spring, a label, and elastic. And it pops up. You can pop it down and pop it back up and use it as a thread catcher or just store things in, quilt things in. So that's what that is. I don't know what this retails for. Let me see. It's a cute little kit. It is $13.98. $13.98 in a fat quarter, and you'll have a little pop-up bag. This was $24.98, and the pattern is valued at $9.98, but like I said, I think you can only get this with the box. And then we also have some mini bolts. This is like how you can roll your fabric onto a mini bolt. It's probably about right for the size of a fat quarter. See what they say. Under a yard is what it says, and it tells you how to tuck your fabric under this little thing right here. They're really sturdy. They're like hard plastic, and there are, how many are in here? It says there are 50 packs available, but in here this is valued at $5.98. Can't see how many are in there. Maybe 10? I would say 8 or 10 maybe are in here. And then we also have a sticky scissor sheath. So what this is a little thing you stick to the side of your machine. It would be good for a long arm machine. It's got sticky on the side, and then it sticks up against your machine. And then there's a hole here for your scissors, like that. That's really cute. I like that. I might use that when I've been using this. It's a suction cup, and it has a magnet. I've been using that on my machine for these, but I kind of like this better. Doesn't take as much room. I might trade that out. And that is valued at $5.48. That's how much that is. So that is your box for this month. And I didn't calculate it all up, but it's usually somewhere around $60 or $70. And then the box is a $39.98 value. Not value. That's what you pay for it each month. $39. I think it's less than that. I think it's $34, but by the time you pay the bill, it's $39 something. So, and there's some other promo codes back here for coasters, and another pattern, which is a free pattern anybody can get on Fat Quarter Shop. This is called Sparklets, and you can use your fabric that you got for that and use this as an alternate pattern. So that's kind of the idea on that. That was the October box. Kind of like all the stuff that's in here. I don't know that I'll use these mini bolts. I mean, I'm using those bigger boards, and you know, that's working out well for like a yard or more, but I don't know if I would use these or not. I might have to put these in my giveaway drawer. Speaking of giveaways, I am going to give away something today because we just surpassed 19,000 subscribers on the channel. And it's time to give something away. What could I give away? I've got lots of things I could give away. Let's just say, let me see if there's something down here I can grab and give away. Well, since we were just talking about the Sew Sampler box, I think I will give away a pattern and fabric that came in one of the boxes from the past. Here it is. This is Sweetwater, Vintage Sweetwater. It's just called Vintage. And this pattern comes with it, spring flags. So if you want to participate in the giveaway, just make a comment, but don't put any kind of word like giveaway in your comment. If you don't want this, say that in your comment. And then when I do the comment picker next Monday, if your comment says leave me out of the giveaway, I can just roll it again. So that's what we'll do. We'll do the spring flags. Get ready for spring. It is a 51.5 by 62.5 quilt with all the flags in it. That's what it looks like. And it takes 3 more fabrics. So that'll be a cute little project for somebody out there that watches the videos and comments. So let's do that. Happy to give a little something away. I'll probably throw some other things in there for you. So that'll be the main thing. If you don't want it, just say so in your comment. If not, and you make a comment, you're in the drawing. So let's do that. I'm going to sit that out so I don't forget. And then let's see what else. I think that might be all I wanted to go over with you today. Just shortly before I came in here, I was looking at Marshall Dry Goods, their 108 selection. I think they have really, really good prices for their 108s. I had bought some before and they were of good quality. However, the ones that are $9.99 a yard tend to be a little sketchy. So go on up to that $12.99, or they have some that they have priced at $32.99. Some really nice ones, and I know what they feel like, and they feel good. So if you're in the market for some 108 wide backs, go to Marshall Dry Goods. That's my plug for a business this Monday morning, along with Fat Quarter Shop and their Sew Sampler box. I want to show you the quilt of this week. And I'll put a picture right here. It says, this is called Fractured Star. It's 90 by 96, so that is a big quilt. 90 by 96. Judy Anderson of Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. It says, fabric selection is always an adventure, but is sometimes also the most difficult part. Judy's choice of medium tan gave her just the right amount of contrast. I think they mean contrast. Star points are paper pieced by machine, and the inner border features that element as well. Machine quilted by Georgia Knutson with ruler work on the stars and borders, complemented by free motion in the background. Viewer's choice at Cranberry Blossom Quilt Show, Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. And this is a Judy Niemeyer from Quilt Works pattern. And it is called Fractured Star if you're looking for that. So this is using paper piecing for those stars. And if you can, I don't know if you can see the detail in the background of the quilt where the free motion quilting has been done around the star. It's especially exquisite. And I also like I'm assuming it's ruler work that is done in the tan border. Kind of has a, I don't know what you would call that, a woven or braid sort of pattern to it. It's lovely. And those are very nicely contrasted in that Kansas Troubles Civil War sort of color palette, isn't it? Civil War fabric quilters, and so all of you out there are probably enjoying that. I did my journaling last week every day, and I'm going to continue on this week with the longarming, among other things, as I get each quilt done. So, it's exciting times. It's the end of the year. We just had daylight savings time turnover. So, you know, early evenings, darker, gloomier days, but we can keep our spirits up in our quilting rooms, in our sewing rooms, right? So get in there and get it brightly lit and full of things to do. And if you just can't get started on something, just go in there and do some cleaning and organize, and that'll flip a switch for you. So get in there and do that this week. Get ready for the gloomy winter days and make it bright and cheery for your sewing, for your projects. So I will see you back here on Wednesday for that tutorial on the Jolly Bar book sampler that we're working on. You guys can join in on that anytime you want to and get your quilt done in any amount of time you need. But for now, we're doing those Wednesday videos, and we have 2 rows left. So far, just 2 rows. So we'll be back on Finish It Friday as well to see what I've got done and see what you've got done. Have a fun time this week, and I will see you back here on Wednesday. Bye!